Good drizzly Saturday morning. It looks like fall is here. So let me just recap. We started with COVID in spring. We've gone through summer. We're entering fall. And I don't know, has a lot changed. I don't know. I don't know. So so I was doing my walk this morning. So once again, guys, since April 18th, 5 miles every morning, I've done my walk. I put the time in. So I hope you're marching your march to what you're doing to help make yourself better, make your life better and stuff. But I was walking this morning and I'm thinking, okay, what's the theme and what's the video going to be? Well, I laid out and I've got the plan here. I've got all of our federal elected officials on the docket for each week right up until election. But there's got to be another twist, right? So, so what's the twist today? Well, yesterday we went. So Jeremiah, he's a senior, and he's playing football, and he's actually doing really well. He's playing middle linebacker, and they've been sending him on the blitz quite a bit, and he's just always just this close to the sack, just so close, right? So I don't know if you guys remember, but in 1998, I think it was, Nike had a commercial. So if you remember back, and you got to be a football fan for this, right? But Brett Favre, quarterback for the Packers, and John Randall, a defensive end for the Vikings, they just had this little rivalry going where they were going after each other, and both of them were great players, right? And there's this, but John Randall just can never get Brett Favre. So there's this Nike commercial where he goes to this tailor shop and he's working on this project and stuff, and then they show the clip at the end, and there's a chicken with a Brett Favre jersey on it, and John Randall's running all over trying to catch him and stuff. So I'll put a clip of that into this video. You can look at that. But I thought, wait a minute, that applies to Jeremiah because he's just this close to making the sack all the time. He got one last night though, so that's cool. But that's kind of how this whole thing feels for me, right? Is like we're just running all over trying to see which way this is going next, and not seeming to be able to get anywhere on it and stuff. So all right, that's my little tie to it. So take a look at that video, and we'll see if you find it as entertaining as I do stuff. So all right, Loebsack. I tell you what, Loebsack might be, in my opinion, the second easiest politician that we had to talk to when we would go and talk to him. And in regards to the um, being a politician, I think he might be the best. And what I mean by that, so I want to say the third time I met with him in Washington, D.C., we walk into his office and we just start talking, and he's talking like we've been friends forever, and he's just going, and he knows about us and all that stuff, and I'm talking with him, I'm like, man, I gotta ask you, do you just take really good notes after each meeting, or what? I go, you're spot on. And oh, he tried to give me this thing of, oh, well, you've got a funny last name and you're in the bus business, so I only run into so many of those guys. So no, I just remembered you guys, and I wish I had a memory like that, but I still think he just takes really good notes. But the point is that he would always welcome us into his office and talk with him. Now, probably on the politics side, that a little bit Loebsack and I probably weren't going to agree on a whole lot, but that's okay. I mean, we don't all have to agree, and stuff, but we do have to respect each other and stuff. And I just always enjoyed my conversations talking with congressmen. In last week's video, I said senator, but with Congressman Loebsack, he's not running for re-election. I think it's Rita Hart and Miller Meeks are running against him, and I don't know anything about him, and that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is for me to tell you about my experiences with each of the of federal elected officials. So I don't have anything bad to say about Loebsack, other than disagree. But man, he's a very personable guy. I believe he was a professor at the University of Iowa. Again, enjoyed, made time for us, would talk with us during this lobbying and stuff that was going on for the Search Act and things like that. I think Loebsack was the very first person to sign on from Iowa on the Search Act. Now it's a little easier, right? When you're not running for re-election, you can do those kinds of things, but I still think that that's very admirable from calls. Uh, on the calls, I personally did not get to speak with Loebsack because unfortunately our schedules wouldn't have meshed. But Kim, when I asked her about kind of going through and stuff, she couldn't remember. But we had, we think we had 2 or 3 calls with him and stuff. And again, just very personable. Would listen, would talk, would look at all sides of the equation and stuff. So, in my opinion, kind of what you want in your federal representative. We don't expect to always agree, but you kind of want someone that will listen to you. Maybe you can enlighten them, right? And maybe just maybe when they go to voting, it'll influence their vote. But it won't happen if they're not listening, right? So yeah, I just have a really good opinion of Loebsack. I think that if I was in the Iowa City area and he was running, I would not be afraid to cast my vote for him. I just think he was a really great guy. My coolest story about Loebsack would be we actually announced to his office um, a week before we announced to everyone that we were going to be closing the Iowa City location. And when we called, we had a call with his, actually this is with one of his staffers. We had a call with one of his staffers, and we told him that unfortunately we were going to have to close the Iowa City location. We just couldn't afford to keep that operation going. So I said, I don't now I'm not running a business. I don't have property in your area. There is no reason for the congressman to talk to me. So I said, I understand that if you want to if you want to screen my calls, you can go ahead and do it. I kind of get it, right? And stuff. And they're like, oh no, we won't do that. We don't do that. And lo and behold, they didn't. They stayed engaged with us. They asked the questions. They responded to us. In fact, oh no, wait. So here's the best part, right? So he said, you know what? I'll take your calls, but you have to make a promise for me, to me. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? And I want to say this was like the Thursday before the restaurants were going to be allowed to first open up with um, for whatever seating capacity it is and stuff. And they said, you send us a tweet. He said, you take Kim out on a date and you send us a tweet that you've done that and support your local restaurant. Now, that sounds like a pretty okay group of people to me, doesn't it? Right? So that was actually the first time that I think Kim and I, and when I say Kim and I, it's just Kim, that Kim and I got engaged in Twitter and talking with our politicians through Twitter as well. So yeah, we did that. We went to El Azteca and we got our picture. We tweeted it out. We connected them the way that whatever it is, and yeah, it's just a fun story. So yeah, I'm gonna close up this video, guys. I think Losep was a great guy. So when we look at platforms or policies or politics or person, I don't know if I would agree with his platform. I don't know about his policy, but I know as a person, I thought Loebsack was a really great representative, and I'm sure he did a really wonderful job for the people of southeastern Iowa and stuff. So, all right, that's my comment on politics for today. I hope you're having a great week. Take care of yourself. Keep turning those rocks over. Look for every opportunity. We're doing it here, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a great day. Semper Gumby. Thanks for all you do.